me, right?
I sure did, Mark. Mitch. No, Matt.
He tried. Yeah.
Matt Wilbur. You've been going a long time, Pookie. A long time.
A while. I think one day in
We're here back
about
one day. Yeah.
8 weeks.
And you got back to thunderstorms. Don't you feel
That's
good
great.
about that?
That's really
Welcome
good.
to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, James Harden and Chris Paul have tension. The Yankees add another slugger, and Gary Woodland does not choke. But we begin today with the Lakers finally making the deal they wanted months ago for Anthony Davis. Mark Stein of the New York Times says the Lakers are now going to aggressively pursue free agent point guard Kemba Walker. Wilbon, what are your expectations for the Lakers right now?
Well, right now, Tony, I'm looking at a couple of dynamics. The Lakers get a top 6 or 7 player, and maybe top 5, with Kevin Durant being out, in Anthony Davis. And they're immediately contenders again, having those two guys if they can stay healthy. And they have money to add somebody. Whether it's Kemba Walker, I don't know the Kemba Walker. That's quite a discount for a guy who can make $200 million plus staying where he is. He's going to come for a discount to the Lakers. Maybe winning that means that much to him.
Well,
Maybe
he already announced that he would give the team
his own team
a hometown discount.
Charlotte.
So he wasn't looking at the Supermax John Wall deal.
Nobody didn't necessarily know he could be a teammate of these guys.
That's right. That's right.
All fair, right?
That's right. Well, one puts you in a significantly better position to win an
than the
NBA
other.
title.
Yes, and one gives you a lot more money.
That's right.
So he's got to make that personal choice if they come after him. Tony, there's also, the Lakers could go after shooters, including J.J. Redick. I mean, there's guys out there you need to surround them with shooters. But regardless, they'll go after some people. They'll get at least a couple. And right now, with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson missing next season,
you must say this.
Factor it in.
You have to say this out loud because it puts a lot of different teams in play. Look, I think this is a great trade for the Lakers, and I will tell you why. More was on the table that Debs turned down. Kuzma was on the table.
They don't get Kuzma.
Kuzma is the best of the young players.
Yeah, but they got more draft picks.
Okay.
Seems like David Griffin wanted the picks.
Mike, those are going to be with a team. Those are going to be 24, 25, 26.
We don't know.
Right. So what I think is that's a great trade for them. And I also think that Anthony Davis has been discounted lately because he quit on his team.
We forgot how great
Very
he is.
negative publicity. Absolutely. We have this love fest right now, understandably for Antetokounmpo and understandably for Joel Embiid. No, I'm just talking about big.
Okay.
Joel Embiid.
All right.
Because they went far into the playoffs. Anthony Davis is a beast. He's a great player. You can find the complementary parts you need, and without Durant and Klay Thompson playing anywhere, but certainly not for the Warriors.
Well, I still put Denver ahead of them.
Maybe. But they're contenders.
They're in it.
And let me say this. This is good for the league. The league needs the Lakers, and it needs the Celtics. You have a commissioner who's talking about television ratings. You missed out on LeBron. This is good for the league.
You think now that they're putting the TV schedule together, our bosses and the guys at Turner, you think the Lakers are on frequently?
Frequently, and
like
I think it's going to be 8 o'clock Eastern time when they're on. I do.
I don't. You need some 10:30 games on from the West. Who's going to put on the West? We're going to have a bet on that.
Put Denver on at 10:30. Nobody cares.
Can't put Denver on at 10:30. That's too late for them. Believe it or not, there is a second side to this deal to consider. The most exciting part for the Pelicans will likely be adding the 4th overall pick of Thursday's draft to Zion, Ball, Ingram, and Hart. We have no idea what the 3 draft picks will fetch New Orleans. We refer to this. It's far too speculative to bother. David Griffin and Alvin Gentry could wind up with 5 new players in New Orleans, all young and pretty unproven. Tone, your assessment of what this does for New Orleans.
It ensures that they will not make the playoffs. They are, as you say, too young, too unproven. They just lost their best player. People will want to see New Orleans because of Zion Williamson. And so what you have done is you have put your team in the hands of a 19-year-old. They are unbelievably young. Ingram is 21. Ball is 21. The guy they get at number 4 is going to be 18 or 19 years old. So down the road...
Unless they trade it.
Well, that's possible.
But if they use it in the draft, it's going to be a young
The only player on New Orleans that anybody knows really is Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
And there's no guarantee he's going to want to stay. So what you are doing is, if you're David Griffin, you're saying I'm rolling all the dice on 4 years from now, 3 years, 4 years from now, and we'll see. We'll see. It could be a disaster. It could be great.
He's also putting a lot of faith in his current coaching staff. led by Alvin Gentry, who we know
Been there a while.
like and has had some success.
Well, Alvin Gentry's going to have to remember what it was like to coach in college. Because he's got college kids.
And he's done that too.
Yeah.
And they're relying also, Tony, on player development.
Yep.
They're saying if you get me these young, talented people in a core. Now, they got some injury issues and we don't know. I mean, the situation with Ingram and his blood clots. Lonzo Ball has been hurt a lot.
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
So you're also saying we're gonna develop, we're gonna have a staff here, a medical staff, since he hired a guy named Nelson who nobody pays attention to except every player in the league, because this guy keeps people together and healthy.
Ratcheted up the pressure on Zion Williamson
You think
to
so?
be a great player,
I think it's lessened
to be an immediate draw. No, I do not.
Not immediate, Tony.
No.
You just said they're gonna miss the
He will-
playoffs.
yes, but he will be the immediate draw, and everyone will be looking at him and expecting him to be great right away, and he's got nothing around him.
Let me ask you something.
I mean, he's got kids.
How soon did LeBron James make the playoffs? What season? Because I know what season it was.
I will say third.
Third.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I mean, Michael Jordan made the playoffs and got swept out 2 of his first 3 years.
Okay.
It was a 5-game series.
But Zion Williamson is going to be inspected like no
I don't think pressure.
rookie
You're right.
since LeBron.
But pressure?
Tremendous, I think.
I don't think so.
Gary Woodland won the U.S. Open yesterday, mainly by holding off Brooks Koepka. Koepka shot 68. He became the first player ever to shoot 4 rounds in the 60s and not win the U.S. Open.
Amazing.
Woodland, who had never won a tournament when leading after 54 holes, he was 0 for 7, had many chances to fold and did not. Wilbon, down the road, what will be more memorable? That Woodland won his first major, or that Koepka almost won his 5th and 3 Opens in a row?
Let's just go back. Let's let history guide us. In 1997, when Tiger won his first major, Augusta, who was second and third and fourth? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't.
Tiger Woods was a much younger man than Gary Woodland.
Okay, but that's true.
Gary Woodland's in his 30s.
Part of it will depend on what Gary Woodland does going forward.
That's right.
As you know, yesterday I told you I was rooting for Gary Woodland.
I know.
Even though I thought Koepka's such a beast. Koepka, to me, is the only person out there, sorry to, Sergio and Rory and Jordan Spieth. Koepka's the guy out there you can put in a conversation with Tiger Woods. All these other guys, people wanted to rush to anoint them. You don't have to rush to anoint Koepka because he seems like he's the boogeyman and he's coming to get you even if you're leading. But I'm happy for Gary Woodland, who I know a little bit, Tony, and this could be the start of something. The pressure's off him at least for a little while.
So I watched hours and hours and hours and hours over the last 2 days and over 4 days. And my biggest takeaway from the tournament was how similar Koepka and Woodland look. They're the same build. They got the same. No.
Build.
If they wore Woodland's big.
Woodland's a big guy.
Woodland's big.
Koepka is a.
If they wore the same
builder.
colors, I wouldn't have been able to tell them apart. I'm not going to tell you that I thought Woodland won it on Saturday, but he had 2 shots on Saturday, on 12 and 14.
Yep.
He had a chip in on 12. He had a 46-foot putt on 14. If those don't go in, he adds 3 to his score, and I don't know that he wins. I think he won it.
Everybody has those.
I think he won it on 17 yesterday, chipping off the green onto
How about
the
the
green.
birdie on 18.
Well, yeah, but it was over because he had a 3-shot lead.
Tony,
he had a 3-shot lead.
He's ascending. Anything like that bolsters his confidence, not just for this weekend, but going forward.
He's 35 years old. He's not a kid. He's not a kid.
Didn't have to be.
If Koepka had birdied 18 when he had the bad chip, if he had birdied 18 and put pressure on Woodland, it might have been different. But Woodland won it.
Woodland won.
Good for him. He won it.
Lose. Koepka stormed.
Oh, no.
He birdied 4 of the first 5 holes on Sunday. He's a beast.
He got hurt.
But he got beat.
6, 7, and 8. He got hurt.
beat yesterday.
He did. But those, you don't think they look alike?
No.
Really? Wow, I do.
But all young golfers got to look alike?
No, all big, strong, football-looking golfers look alike.
MLB had its own pretty interesting trade over the weekend. If you thought the Yankees were already loaded with right-handed mashers, how about them adding Edwin Encarnacion in a week they returned Stanton and Judge to the lineup? The Yankees gave up essentially nothing to get a guy who has hit 30 home runs or more for 7 straight seasons. He has 401 career home runs, Tony. It's just money the Yankees gave up, and they have plenty of that. So do you see the Yankees any differently now?
I'm going to get to your question, but I want to say this first. Is Seattle trying to win?
Not right
They're
now.
trying to win.
Not
they
right
gave
now.
this guy away.
They've been giving away guys in the offseason.
They gave Robbie Cano away. They gave starting pitchers away, and they gave
Not
relief
right
pitchers
now.
away. So somebody needs to look at Seattle and
tanking.
say, what are you guys doing?
What are they tanking for?
I don't know. What are you guys
doing?
doing?
They got Zion in the draft.
To get
coming
to
up?
your question about this, and you mentioned right-handed hitters. Listen what the Yankees got. Stanton, righty. Judge, righty. Encarnacion, righty. Sanchez, righty. Gleyber Torres, righty. You can plan for this in the playoffs. I mean, what I love about the Dodgers,
you can get around
Dodgers go lefty, righty, with power, without power. The Yankees need pitching, Mike. In June so far, their starting pitching ERA is +6. It's over 6.
Tony, there's plenty of time. Where you going? The season goes until October.
Do you think
the Yankees are going to stand pat?
Do you think they needed this bad?
I like doubling down on your strength. I like that. There are times where
they'll lead the league
teams
in home runs.
will have a great defense, and then Buddy Ryan would say, give me another linebacker. I like that. I think you can snuff people out. I think people will walk into that little bandbox ballpark where right-handers can, either side of the plate, you can hit it 290 yards.
Mike, you're going to have to score 8 runs. If your starting pitching gives up 6, you got to get your relievers who are good, actually.
Yeah,
you got to get them 8 a game. Maybe they'll do that.
They can.
What I wonder about with Encarnacion is this. Did they really want him? Questions are sent in by entertainment legend Rip Taylor. Let's see what Rip is interested in.
How old
Remember
are you
Rip
Stewie?
Taylor?
What percentage of our audience knows Rip Taylor?
Do you think it's more likely that the Harden-Paul Rockets come together or come apart?
Tony, my instant reaction is to say come apart. Because their ways, their philosophies of playing basketball are so wildly different, Chris Paul and James Harden. And Paul has been something of a coach in the 2 seasons he's been there. But here's the thing, there's extra incentive for them and that whole team if they stay together. Golden State is on a red shirt season.
That's right.
Now, I know the Lakers out there, but the Lakers have got to catch up. Houston's ahead. They've only lost to Golden State, which doesn't exist right now.
Every time.
That's the incentive to come together now.
Okay. So you and I disagree on Chris Paul. I point out that Chris Paul, wherever he has played, his teammates hate him within 2 years. They always hate him.
That's exactly.
And if you don't think that James Harden and Chris Paul hate each other, or at least that Harden hates him, here are 2 quotes you might like. Harden to Paul. You can't even beat your man. Shut up and watch me. And you don't know anything, and you talk too much. So I think we are watching, as I told you, Chris Paul get old in front of our eyes. This doesn't work. Your boy will trade. Daryl Morey will trade.
Will swap people out.
I would think that Chris Paul might end up somewhere else next year. Would you not? I don't think they're going to come together.
I could see that. Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes.
Won a championship, though.
And
they won one.
You think there were quotes like that?
Yes.
Usually from one way, from Wes to Elvin.
That's right.
And it was accurate, too, by the way.
Yes.
Did Carly Lloyd's golf clap end the controversy about the U.S. women's celebrations?
End it? Are you kidding me?
No.
It reinforced it by 10,000 times. This is a clearly calculated response by Carly Lloyd and the other members. Tom Schwartz? So I don't know who the guy is.
I don't know what the best part about this is? Heavyweight boxing.
Yeah, it's back. It's good.
Okay, and sorry all the little MMA freaks out there, okay?
It's good.
If the heavyweight division produces a couple of mega fights in addition to what we just seen,
Very good.
it will knock the MMA aside.
I don't know.
It will.
Different audience.
In terms of ratings,
in terms of ratings.
and that's what you measure everything in.
I do. I think sports is about television numbers.
There we go.
You have to read.
Oh, we got another one?
You haven't been here in a while, Pookie.
No. How many? We have, 7 or 8 of these?
No, we got 4.
Is that how it works?
That's just 4.
Are you surprised baseball let Martin Maldonado wear a Father's Day tie on his chest protector?
Not even a little bit, because the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred, says that players...
Martin Maldonado.
What did you say?
Martin.
Oh, Martin. The commissioner of baseball says that players should be allowed to express
Let the kids play.
their individuality.
Let the kids play.
Now, he's wearing, it's the same color, that sort of Carolina blue color that every team wore on Father's Day.
It's in keeping with the uni.
He's got his father's name on it. I think that Rob Manfred is probably tickled by this, and I expect within 2 weeks Bryce Harper to come out as Lady Gaga. Okay, that's what I think. That's what I think.
This is
laughter. Did you hear laughter? That was
Baseball has given in on this. Basketball says wear your shoes.
Yeah,
sometimes.
do what you want to do.
There's one sport left where they say we're going to fine you $50K because your socks are not an eighth of an inch within where we order you to have them.
Right.
Think they'll give in?
I don't think that they're going to give him. But what do you think of this?
Loved it. It's Father's Day.
It's all right.
Good.
It's all right.
Yes.
Enough female. Let's take one last break, but still to come. Toronto turns out for the Raptors parade.
And on the anniversary of their last title, has the Celtics' path to a next one just become harder?
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Wilbon is here. He's here. 11 years ago, the Celtics won their 17th championship. That was a team of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, and Ray Allen, who later on everybody hated. Celtics fans hoped that Kyrie Irving would lead them to another title, but with Anthony Davis off the board, those fans fear that Irving will indeed leave. And the Celtics will build a team around Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward. Enough? Is that enough?
Maybe. Then I got to add some pieces. Don't forget my man Kendrick Perkins, Glenn Big Baby Davis. Don't forget those guys. They were instrumental in that championship.
Oh, I thought you meant don't forget them now. They're coming back. And I
No,
hope
they're not
that
coming
wasn't
back.
true.
Perkins on the air with us.
Having
Can't
trails to a College World Series win for Auburn. Up 4-3 over Mississippi State in the bottom of the ninth. Auburn third baseman Edouard Julien.
What are you doing?
Passes on a chance to tag the runner and end the game. Then he airmails his throw to first, allowing the tying run to score. Two batters later, Mississippi State walks it off for the win, capping a 4-run bottom of the ninth. That is the fourth time Auburn has played Mississippi State this year, and the third time they have lost.
Some tough losses for Auburn. When I was doing a little bit of Little League coaching, one of the things I can't stand at every level of baseball is not tagging
Tag him.
a runner
He's right in front
who
of
is
him.
committed to running. He's that Carl Lewis. He can't get past you.
No errors today. We go to the big finish
Let's
with
do
some
it.
time. It seemed like the whole city of Toronto turned out for the Raptors parade. Your thoughts?
Tony, this celebration is like a World Cup or Olympic celebration. It's not merely local. People across Canada celebrated that thing. The whole series and now they continue. Good for them. Congrats. The Tigers are 2-17 in their last 19 home games. What?
I can't make sense of this. What happened to the Detroit Tigers? Just a few years ago, Max Scherzer and Justin Verlander were the aces of the stiff.
Anchors,
That's
baby.
an important franchise, and it has dissolved.
Yeah, for the people of Detroit.
The Padres and Rockies scored a record 92 runs while splitting their four-game series. Do you like that much scoring?
That's a waste. That's not baseball. That's just junk. The Sharks signed defenseman Erik Karlsson to an 8-year, $88 million deal. Keeping him off the free agent market, is that a good move?
Well, he's now the highest paid defenseman in hockey. He's 29. He'll be 37
His
when we're
prime
done.
still.
I know defensemen stay longer, but I don't know about 37. I don't know. Last one, Josh McCown announced his retirement. How are you going to remember his career?
I'm going to remember he should have got a better chance at Chicago and stopped wasting time and money on Jay Cutler a few years back.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
How old is Daniel Chara? How old is he?
He's over 40. He's over 40.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the